Well, and it's all about drumming home or increasing the advocacy for the passage of the Right to Information Bill into law. And essentially, the media coalition that is making sure that this advocacy comes into fruition is once again having a number of programs for today lined up to ensure that we just consolidate that advocacy to the next level. Mamavi Oswabwaji is currently at the Ridge Roundabout with some members of the coalition, and she'll be bringing to us up to speed with the latest as to what has been happening, the effort to make sure that they give out those flyers and create the needed information and the buzz around it to get that right to information bill passed into law. Good morning to you, Mamavi.
Well, good morning again to you, Roland. It's the final push, if you like, to get Parliament to pass the RTI bill into law. Here I am at the Ridge Roundabout as part of a campaign by a group, massive group, trying to push this bill through. But we know that a lot of things have happened. Let's just backtrack a little. Back to 15th of November 2018, the day Ken Ofori-Atta was in one of the leaders of this coalition, Elvis Dako, was arrested by the Parliament's police for picketing. Well, today they are on a whole new different agenda, if you like, out and about in different parts of the city to distribute information to people to understand why we're pushing for the bill to be passed into law. But let's do a bit of a recall, if you like, and let's begin with former President John Dramani Mahama. You know how we've been saying that this bill has been in Parliament for far too long and we need it passed. Former President John Dramani Mahama wanted the Sixth Parliament of the Fourth Republic to pass the bill. Here are some of the things that he said. He really wanted to push for it before the dissolution of Parliament.
Of the National Anti-Corruption Action Plan, which was unanimously adopted by this August House, remains on track. I wish to commend this House for the passage of numerous legislation, including the recent Public Financial Management Act, which strengthens our hands in the fight against corruption. I must, however, point out that public and civil society organizations are disappointed in our inability to pass the Right to Information Bill and are still hopeful that before this Parliament is dissolved at midnight on the 6th of January, a consensus can be found to pass this bill into law.
So you had the former President John Dramani Mahama, but that did. Parliament got dissolved. This is a fresh Parliament, and we know how President Akufo-Addo himself did say that he was going to push for this bill to happen. But let's listen to President Akufo-Addo say it himself, and then we'll come back to where we are today.
The Right to Information Bill. After many years of hesitation, we intend to bring a bill again to Parliament and work to get it passed into law before the end of this meeting of Parliament.
Okay, so after that comments by the President, let's also hear from the Speaker of Parliament, Professor Michael Quay, because at some point we were all worried that we would not see this bill passed. But he gave the strongest assurance for the end of
the Right for Information Act, for example, bill, for example, will soon be passed into an act from this place. And I believe that it will be a matter of just a couple of weeks.
Will we see it by the end of the session?
By the end of this year? No. Oh, you mean the Right to Information? Oh, definitely. I can assure you that we shall have a Right to Information Act by...
Mr. Speaker, talking about definitely, the last week we've had two instances where Parliament lacked quorum. So, I mean, how do we know that Parliament is serious, and how can we justify that when members have not been present for the consideration of the bill?
No, I can assure you it will be done.
But there's budget coming and there'll be a lot of deliberations.
The budget will come, we'll deal with the budget, and at the same time, RTI will be a thing of the past.
So we should take your words that it's going to be passed
my word
by the end of this year?
By the end of this year.
On Mike Okwe. Now, the only issue is that November has ended, really, and December is beginning. And with a slow pace, because this bill is at the consideration stage, but we know that very little time is dedicated to it. That's the worry. This may not happen before the end of December. So here we are. We're speaking to Juliet. Juliet is one of the campaigners. She's doing the job that they're doing today. Let me just grab her. Juliet. Hi, Juliet. Can I just take you away for a while? Hi, Jay. Let me talk to you a bit about what you're doing today. Just come up here for me. So explain what you've been doing here.
So we set out to get the public involved in the Right to Information campaign. For many, many years, this bill has been in Parliament, actually for well over 16 years. And we think that it's about time that it's passed. We've gotten promises from Parliament for years and years. And we think that perhaps if we get citizens involved, if we get them to understand what the benefits of a right to information are, and they start to pressurize their representatives in their local areas, just maybe we might get some action from Parliament.
Okay, so explain to us what the response has been. Is everybody receiving it?
There's been a mix of responses. There are people who say we've heard about this for so many years that we don't even understand why it still hasn't been passed. There are some people who are incredulous that it hasn't been passed. They're asking if we're sure that this isn't an act already. But there's lots of other people who are listening to the news and who know what this campaign is about. So it's been mixed, but I would say that overall Ghanaians have been very receptive.
Finally, what are you hoping they will do with the flyers and the stickers?
We're hoping that people will put them in the back of their cars, that they will pass them on after they have read them. It's an information infographic, if you like, and it tells the benefits of what this kind of act will do for our country and how more open and transparent government and its machinery will become. And not just government and its machinery, but indeed all public information that we need as a people, whether for research, whether for taking decisions or understanding how even something as small as our taxes are used. And that's what we're hoping to achieve today.
You're not here the entire day, are you?
No. Actually, from here, a bunch of us are going to Parliament. We're going to look at the proceedings or observe the proceedings from the gallery of Parliament, and just to make a silent protest, if you like, to show that we're actually watching, and we're hoping that they will keep to their promise to pass this bill into a legal document, into an act, before Parliament rises for the December holidays.
Okay, thank you very much, Juliet, but just be careful whilst you go to Parliament. The last time, Elvis was arrested, but thanks to Kojo Yangsing, he pulled it off and he was released. So thank you very much, Juliet, all the best. I'm also a proud member of the coalition. We're all pushing for this bill to be passed into law. That said, for me at the Rich Runabout, but we still have showbiz to bring to you. So we will bring you showbiz. It's courtesy Awake Purified Drinking Water.